biggest thrill is fear. Daredevils. From our studios in Los Angeles, here is Maria Shriver.
Good evening. Who in their right mind would go over a waterfall in a kayak? The man you're about to meet.
I'm going to the moon. I need something to believe in. I'm going downtown to find me a stranger to lay with.
What is this deal with not feeling fear? Do you think it's because that chip that most of us have in the back of our head isn't there in your head?
Your bad state of mind. Oh, la, la, la. Oh, la, la, la. I'll make my money, breaking my body, selling
The feeling in extreme kayaking is being able, with your technique and your skill, to maintain some kind of control. And some people would call that a pseudo-control because they say that Mother Nature can do what she wants with you whenever she wants. I believe they have something a little different in their brain. They see the world a little bit differently. They don't see it as black and white with boundaries and lines. I think they see it as a world of possibilities. After the log choke falls and after the world record waterfall, I ceased to try to stop them. I ceased to try to talk them out of it. Maybe it's a little bit that Tao has something to prove. You know, there's the Napoleon complex. Napoleon was a short guy who tried to take over the world. Tao he's not tall in stature, so maybe that contributes to it. I'm not really sure if it's just in his mind, if it's a chip on his shoulder, if it's a little bit of both, if he just really has no fear. I really don't know.
Perhaps that's why people do extreme sports. We're tapping into something that gives us a feeling where we have some kind of control, at least within ourselves. You know, it's a place in which one can tap one's potential beyond that everyday self.
Wherever we are, we're alone. We're a ways away from anything, which is one of the different things about this extreme sport is like, there's no ambulance waiting. You mess up and, you know, it's remote. Tao is doing these things over and over and over again and not a scratch. We've gone around and around about the fearless thing. He thinks that there's some way you can get an adrenaline rush without feeling fear. The vertical distance descent record, he's sliding down this cascade and he hits a rock and it spins him around. The question is he doubting at that point? Is there fear involved? I'm sure there's adrenaline involved. I'm sure of it.
From what I've seen him, he is really cautious, which sounds kind of contradictory to what you see. So, I mean, he really studies the lines and what could possibly happen here, what could happen there. I think he's cool with the idea with dying, I think.
It's more calming than anything. And the only way I can get so focused with my life and with everything that I'm doing is to put everything on the line, knowing that I simply can't afford to make a mistake. Came up to a rock to do this play move. It had sucked me under my kayak and plastered me against the back of the rock with the whole current of the whole river hitting me. So I'm trying to decide which direction to push off to, because one direction means air, the other direction means further under the rock and death. And I'm not really sure, right? So I'm just looking for light, seeing which way I think is up, because it's so disoriented. And I think I know the direction, and I just push off and scrape along the rock and then pop up. Thinking back on it a couple minutes later, I knew the significance of it. I mean, it almost killed me. But I was like, if I knew I could live every time, I would go right back under there and do it again, because it was so much fun. A lot of people think that things will just happen, or that things happen for a reason. And it's possible that things happen for a reason, but I believe you could also make things happen yourself. Oh, me, you should be pitching a reality TV show, a reality extreme TV show with me. It's all about having, in my opinion, the right personality and in the right environment also. I think that with the right people that are editing it and shooting it in a creative way, and shooting the right things, you shoot everything so you wouldn't miss anything, right?
My vision would be like turn it into a kind of like a reality TV show, only with extreme athletes. It would have huge crashes. So it'd be really attractive to people who love to see huge carnage, and which everybody kind of does. Yeah, I never ran the kind of stuff Tao runs. But I guess in kayaking, everybody challenges themselves at whatever level they're comfortable with. If fear was too great, I wouldn't run it. What I do is comb these topographic maps that show how much the land drops off. We found this place that's probably an hour and a half away from here that has two gradient lines. Every line is 330 feet where the land drops off, and it drops two of those lines, so that means there's probably waterfalls in there. So we're going to go check this out and see if it's waterfalls or not. This is so remote that, I mean, you gotta go a long way, like 20 miles out of your way on a dirt road, or 15 miles on a dirt road, 5 on a paved. And
Yeah, but 70, 75 miles an hour on a dirt road won't take long. For years, I was doing things in my kayak that people, really everybody said, Tao, you're gonna die. You're gonna die next year, you're gonna die the next drop, you just can't do this stuff. And I was doing it long before I ever had a sponsor or the companies even knew that my name was Tao Berman. To me, it didn't start out that way, and it's not ending that way. It's not why I do it. I would say that if anything, having all the sponsors and the media and all that type of stuff makes me probably be more careful than I've ever been before, because I have more on the line. If I'm always one injury away from the end of my career. If I make one bad decision, I'm running first ascents and huge waterfalls and drops all the time, and if I make one bad decision, my career is over. Sometimes I definitely ask myself why I take the risks that I do, and I don't have a good answer for it. Right. I think it would be crazy for me to be doing what I'm doing if I didn't passionately love it.
When people see that stuff in the mainstream, they just see the quick clips of the kayaker hucking himself off a waterfall or slide or rapid, and that's all it looks like it is to them. They don't see the time scouting or the time studying or the time learning about the elements. I guess Tao argues that he doesn't have fear, but I think the rest of us that know that we can die, we kind of know what we can get away with. And I think the people that are kind of mad about that, I think they're jealous they don't really have the guts to do it. I know I'm jealous when I'm kayaking and I get to a rapid that it's just like, I'm just too scared to do it, and I see like Tao or somebody else do it just fine. There's a part of me that's just a little jealous that I didn't do it.
This may sound arrogant and naive, but you need to go into everything believing that you cannot be hurt. Because at that level, you can't afford to doubt yourself. You simply can't. If I went into it and I thought I may be injured, I truly believe that I would. Oh, these guys better pull over. If there were one other sport that I could be professional at, it'd probably be rally car driving. I think those guys have the ultimate job.
I mean, the one rule with me is to never have a full drink when we get on a dirt road. Hello, do you know where Chihuahua Road is?
Yeah, if you go back out, like towards Lake Wenatchee.
Up that way. We're looking for Chihuahua River Road. So it's a mile back up that way. Meadow Creek Road will turn into a dirt road and go way back there. And then I'm looking for a road that says Chihuahua Road on the right.
Road, follow out to the T, take a right.
Yeah, that's exactly where we want to be.
So just go
So
up
it's,
Meadow Creek Road.
It's the Meadow Creek Road. Just follow it up. Okay, thank you.
You betcha.
Have you ever been up there?
Yeah.
Are there waterfalls in that creek?
You know, I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Well, we'll go find out.
All right.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks. All right, that's not so bad. I don't know what Eric was talking about, hour and a half. It's not gonna be anywhere near an hour and a half.
He's talking about getting lost time.
We didn't get lost this time. 98. 100. Okay, where is that creek? It's why it's so great working with Eric, because he likes this part. He really likes like hiking around. And I really don't like it.
Is Tatum kind of like a machine, too?
Does that come from hanging out with him for a week? Is that where that question comes from?
He only needs 5 or 6 hours sleep a night. He's got energy of 2 people. He's constantly restless.
Constantly restless.
He's looking for the next challenge, no matter what it is.
Yeah. 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 But he has other emotions. It's just, I think I might be one of the only people who've ever seen him.
Really? What other emotions do you see?
We stop on that.
You don't look forward to this part at all.
Nope. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my gun. Walking these trails, sometimes you run into bears, and it's nice to have a little protection.
Are you serious we're going to run into a bear, you think?
Well, I hope not, but it could happen.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not too concerned. You know why?
Why is that?
Because I only have to be faster than you. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. We just,
Oh yeah, I know you can't read, so.
well, we were actually just hiking the creek. We were told that there's been so many times I've went to scout a creek, and it's private property, and we know it is, but we got to scout the creek, and we're not going to walk away.
The stream's deceptive. It's a lot deeper than it looks.
That's what we want.
And it's fast.
Yeah, that's
it's
what we
named
want.
for the guy that originally drowned in it trying to ford it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
Phelps Creek.
Okay. Well, I'll be in a kayak, so I'm looking for deeper water. But you said there's nothing over 15 or 20 feet.
That's about it.
Oh, darn it. I was hoping to find stuff 50, 60 feet.
You know, I'm not certain just what you're up to for, or wanting for kayaking.
Well, if there were a series of big waterfalls, even if they were 20-footers, but directly in a row, so I'm going off one, landing, taking 10 paddle strokes, going off another, and then another, that would be great. Something that looks spectacular, something that looks really difficult, really dangerous, that's what I'm looking for. Well, so we went to scout this creek, and and the guy came running out. His name's Bruce, we now know, and he was obviously real upset because we were trespassing on his land to scout the creek. So the guy that initially was trying to kick us off his property ended up giving us a lot of useful information and just saved me 2 hours of hiking. So thanks, Bruce.
What's the name of the river that we're actually going to go down?
I'm going to be paddling a drop on the East Fork of the Miller today. The last time a group of paddlers went up there to do all those drops, they'd seen the drops in Twitch 2000 and thought, oh, those look like a lot of fun. So they all went out there to paddle the drops and ended up walking every single one of the drops and then paddling the flat water in between.
I don't see anything.
This is it. Oh my gosh, it's so low. It's so low. Ready for this?
The question is, are you ready for this?
Well, we'll see in a minute. We'll go check it out.
Hey, listen to me. I don't want you to do this, okay? I know you hurt your side. I don't want you to do this.
Can you guys hear this? This is his disclaimer. He doesn't really mean it. It's just his disclaimer. Come on out here. Come on out here. Check this out. Whoa.
It's really slick, Dave. I don't want to go down that thing with this camera.
Hey, listen to you. I'm the guy that has to go down it. I'm trying to come all the way over to the river right side. If I hit that diagonal there, you want to like follow like what I'm talking about. Okay. And so I'm going to try and get to the right of this diagonal. Hopefully the little rock underwater doesn't catch my boat and deflect me over. But at this level, it's kind of an issue. If I hit that, I might break my ankles, or it may just flip me upside down on my head where my jaw and face will be exposed to the rock. So hopefully, I'm going to be just right of that. But if I'm about a foot too far right, I'm going to hit the right bank, which is then going to deflect me back into the piton rock with my left elbow. So I think I'm going to wear some elbow pads to try and protect them.
Would you run this?
I could wear my signature line Tao top, as opposed to my shorty top.
It's up to you.
You need a signature line shorty top.
If it doesn't matter to you, then I'll just wear these and not the...
Doesn't matter to me.
This also doubles as a marital aid. If you're feeling a little saggy, it'll lift you up.
Okay, are you done and back?
Yeah. I think that there's lots of tabloid magazines or whatever who pick up the eccentricities about people and then feed them back to us so we can read about them and point at them and go, oh, look at those weirdos. But what they do is absolutely amazing and it amazes us. But we want to see something wrong with them. Anything where people are doing something that they're passionate about and doesn't make sense to the average person who's not passionate about it, then that person appears a little whacked.
So hard to get over that hump. I didn't really look at it until I had all my gear on. I'd get down at water level or as close to it as I could, looking at that hump. I was like, holy shit. Because I was going to go right and then kind of poof off. But then I was like, I'm just not going to have the speed. Like, I got to carry that with speed.
What's next?
I'm always searching for the next bigger drop. So the next thing on my plate is whatever I could find that is even bigger than that.
See you, everybody.
Good seeing you.
Yep. Take care. Try safely.
Thanks. Take care, Omid.
See you, Tao.
I'll see you later.
Take care.
Now, as you can see, I'm in British Columbia, Canada, where Tao Berman is going to attempt to drop a 500-foot sliding waterfall in a kayak at 65 degrees. I think this is going to work. Now, how hard of a push are you going to be able to give me, Rico? You're going to have to give me a pretty hard push to get through the water without it catching me and just taking me right. Okay, on 3, let's go 3, 2, 1, straight out, okay? Are you ready, Rico? Ken, is everybody below ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. picking, trying to find a fear, and I just don't feel it yet. So no reason to keep asking the same question, because you're not going to get a yes out of me now.